Good morning, everyone. I'm Meteorologist Charlie Ironmonger. Thank you so much for joining me today for your 10 a.m. news and weather update from the First Alert Desk. Now, we've got news out of Farmville, where last night the new mayor was sworn in. Alex Joyner, the new mayor of Farmville, began his political career in this election, running against John Moore, who was the sitting mayor at the time. Now, Moore has served as Farmville's mayor since 2019. Oh. Apparently that is not the right super. Do apologize about that. Now, Joyner was welcomed with cheers and a few standing ovations and says it still feels a little surreal, but that he's grateful. Now, Joyner told us, quote, "You can sit on the side of the room every single day and nothing quite prepares you to sit on that side and to be looking out at your residents and your community here. But I'll just say, to see so many smiling faces that were welcoming, I knew I couldn't mess up too bad and they'd still be okay with it and accept it. But no, it's still a little bit overwhelming and surreal, but I'm just very pleased and humbled to be here," end quote. Now, Joyner says he's ready for the new beginning and a better reflection of the town's diversity in the city hall. Now, some Farmville residents echoed the sentiment and said they were excited to see a younger generation in office. Now, John Patterson, a Farmville resident, told us, quote, "Youth, I'm so tired of oldness. We need some youngness. We need more inquiring minds to expand their vision for the future, because the old way is just, it's run its course. Yes, I'm 62 and I'm ready to see the younger generation lead the way." And now we want to turn our attention to the ongoing war in Ukraine, where United States envoy Steve Witkoff will be meeting with President Vladimir Putin today ahead of the president's meeting, at least President Putin's meeting with President Trump. NBC's Keir Simmons has more.
Hey there, good day to you. Well, the U.S. delegation is here in Moscow. The convoy was seen driving past the Kremlin, the Russians confirming that President Trump's son-in-law, Jared Kushner, will join his envoy, Steve Witkoff, in these talks with President Putin. For Witkoff, it's the 6th time he's been here to Moscow to meet with President Putin this year. For Jared Kushner, it is a first, and they come after days of talks with the Ukrainians and with the Europeans. What began as a peace plan that looked very much in favor of Moscow has been renegotiated and is very different. So a Russian official with knowledge of the talks tells me that the Kremlin has 3 pillars to its position. One, that the Kremlin wants more territory, all of the Donbass region in Ukraine, that it wants international recognition of that territory as Russian, and that it wants limits on the Ukrainian military. Every one of those demands has been rejected by Ukraine and many European countries. Speaking to Russians here in Moscow, many say they do want peace, but not at any price. Keir Simmons, NBC News, Moscow.
Well, thank you, Keir, for that report. We now turn to your weather forecast. It's a dreary day here in eastern North Carolina. The rain showers are going to be sticking with us through most of the day. We'll finally see a glimpse of some sunshine coming up tomorrow. Tomorrow will be plenty of sunshine, but for today, not going to see really any, possibly some later on this evening, but I wouldn't put money down on that. Let's take a look at what we've got across the southeastern United States. And you can see, again, eastern North Carolina completely covered up by those rain showers. And we've got more down at the southwest across South Carolina. All of those drops are going to need to make their way through the east before we get dry. So again, just plan on more rain and more rain even as we head towards lunchtime and then possibly even a few hours after that. Here's a look at how it's all going to play out for today. Once we get into the afternoon hours, we'll start to see those raindrops gradually thin out. We're not going to lose them completely until we get past, I would say, 7 p.m. tonight. But most of eastern North Carolina, again, will see a reduction in rain from the morning hours into the afternoon. Once again, we get past lunch. Now for tomorrow, it's going to be a very sunny day. May have a few coastal clouds out there, but it is again going to be a sunny one. So if this is your view outside, this is our Grifton Cam, and all you're seeing is gray and dreariness. Do apologize about that, but it will be changing tomorrow. We've got this for about 24 hours, and right now we do have some that are enjoying the low to mid 60s. We've got 61 degrees right now in Elizabeth City, Plymouth, Manio, Swan Quarter, and Oriental. We've got 65 in Stumpy Point, 58 in Edenton, 64 in Beaufort, and 67 in Hatteras. So there is certainly some heat present, but it's only present for those that are seeing more of a southeasterly breeze. Once those winds shift to the north, you're seeing air temperatures drop significantly. We've got most of eastern North Carolina right now registering air temperatures generally in the 40s. Now, coming up for this afternoon, we should still make it into the low to mid 50s, but again, don't anticipate a ton of warmth today. Anticipate more cloud cover and raindrops. Here's what we've got, though, coming up for tomorrow morning, starting out the day, sunny and cold, freezing as we head towards 7 a.m., 32 degrees. We will be warming up, but if you do have any, again, sensitive plants, make sure you bring those inside. 34 degrees at 8, 37 by 9, and then we're into the 40s by 10. We'll probably be staying in the 40s through tomorrow afternoon. A few areas may make it into the low 50s, but again, I think most of us will max out around 47, 48, 49 degrees tomorrow afternoon. Then Wednesday night into Thursday, overnight lows falling into the upper 20s, a good freeze across most of eastern North Carolina. We'll slowly warm up as we head into Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, at least, well, into Thursday. By Friday and Saturday, your overnight lows continue to warm up, but your daytime highs will take a little bit of a hit. Air temperatures, not really the big concern, though, on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. It's more going to be a focus on the raindrops. We certainly need the rain showers, but having them come in on a Friday and a Saturday and Sunday doesn't really play out too well with anybody who's got plans outdoors over the weekend. So make your plans now. Understand that this weekend could certainly be a damp one. Friday will be the wettest day of the three, but the rain showers should again taper off as we head through the weekend. So if you're hoping for some weekend sunshine, right now I would say Sunday is looking like your best bet. Now, before we go, do want to highlight that Toys for Tots is going to be wrapping up soon. So, with that said, bring your unwrapped toys to our studio. We will be accepting donations for Toys for Tots until December 11th. You can find our building at 275 East Arlington Boulevard in Greenville, North Carolina. Please, please, please bring those new unwrapped toys to help spread cheer across eastern North Carolina this holiday season. Of course, this is sponsored by Two Men in a Truck, Hardy, Massley, and Blodgett, and 264 Shoes and Apparel. That's all we have time for today's 10 a.m. news and weather update from the First Alert Desk. I want to thank you all so much for joining me. We'll be back with more news and weather coming up at the top of the hour. Until then, have a fantastic rest of your Tuesday. We'll see you back here coming up at 11.